everybody, Ken Feekins from Ken Feekins Personal Training. Welcome to this week's Technique Tuesday. I want to thank everybody for participating in the poll that I put up on my Instagram story. It was pretty close, abs or triceps, kind of went back and forth, and at the end of the day it was triceps for the win. So that's what we're going to talk about today, but because there were so many people that did vote for abs, then that's what's going to be on next week, okay? So today we're going to focus on the triceps and a few different tips to make sure that we're getting good isolation and effective technique and the best out of the workout. So today what I'm going to use is a cable pull down machine. So any gym has got a cable rig, and most gyms also have this piece of rope with the two rigs on the end, the two hilts on the end that you can secure your hands with. Okay, so that's what I'm going to use today, as well as a dumbbell on a bench. Okay, so the rules that I'm going to implement on this are basically the same rules that I'm going to implement on this, okay? So a couple different things we're going to talk about. Securing the shoulders, securing the elbows, and range of motion. And we're also going to talk about a little bit of a tweak at the end, okay? So first thing that I want to talk about is making sure that the shoulders are set properly, okay? So oftentimes when we're watching people do tricep exercises, there's a lot of shoulder movement. Okay, so the upper arms are doing a lot of moving, all right? It's not a bad workout if you want to work your shoulders and your upper arms, as your shoulders as well as your triceps. But if you really want to isolate the triceps, then the shoulders and the elbows need to be secure, and the movement has to come from the forearm, okay? So the triceps move the forearm, all right? So we want to make sure that that's the only thing moving. So the way I do that is I set my shoulders back, so I suck them back into my back pockets, and I keep them there the whole time. The next thing that I do is I hug my ribs with my elbows, okay? So I'm always thinking about, can I feel my ribs with my elbows, all right? And if I can't, then I try to suck them close to the elbow, or close to the ribs, so that I can constantly feel it through the movement, okay? And the next thing we want to talk about is range of motion. So at the top of my movement, first of all, I want to make sure I'm far enough back from the machine that the plates don't touch, and I rest at the end of my rep, okay? So I want to make sure I'm constantly under tension, far enough back from there, and I don't come up past 90 degrees with my elbows, so don't come way up here, okay? You can see that pulls my elbows away. If it pulls my elbows away, my shoulders start working. So I try to keep that locked in. I sit my hips back, bend my knees a little bit, tighten up my gut, and I push down. Okay, so I'm pushing my hands down toward the floor and really squeezing my triceps at the top, okay? Not coming up past 90 degrees. The next thing that I want to talk about, and I can show you from here, is that at the bottom of that movement, I'm just doing a little bit of an outward kind of turn with my hands. So I'm taking my pinky fingers and I'm pushing them toward the outside of my body at the bottom of that rep. Okay, so that really helps kind of peak that tricep muscle. And I'm pushing like my thumbs and my pointer finger toward the floor so that my hands kind of do this quarter turn throughout that movement. Okay, so at the top they look like this, and at the bottom they look like this. All right, so the movement again, shoulders, elbows, knees bent slightly, good strong position, and in front of my legs like this. I'm not pulling it down beside my body, okay? Push down toward the floor. Slower on the way up, and push down toward the floor. Okay, so that helps really isolate those triceps and work them singularly, okay? So same rules can be applied on the bench, okay? So when I'm doing like a tricep kickback, again, my shoulder is solid, my elbow is locked on my ribs, and I'm kicking back and I'm doing that little bit of a turn outward. So same motion, the pinky fingers going away from the body, and I'm doing a sort of a half quarter turn with that dumbbell, controlling it on the way down. So, just to review, shoulders locked, elbows on the ribs, range of motion, 90 degrees at the elbow, and a little bit of a turn at the bottom. Hope that helps. Let me know if that changes your tricep exercise, if that changes your experience when you're working your triceps. If that makes it harder, you might have to lower the weight a little bit because you're not using all kinds of other muscles, and you're not recruiting a whole bunch of other things that you don't want to be when you're isolating your triceps. So those 3 rules can be implemented in almost every tricep exercise, okay? So elbows in one position, try not to move them too much, right? Just keep them still and think about really peaking that muscle at the bottom by turning out the hands. Hope that helps, guys. Leave your comments in my DM or anything like that. I'm going to put up another poll for the following week to see what everybody wants to see. Look forward to the abs next week, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you watching.